Hi everyone, am I audible? Yes, okay, thank you. Yeah, so welcome to the final day of Hello World. Today is the seventh day, it's the last day, and I really can't believe it seems like it was only yesterday that we had the first day of session and everything. So time went really fast for us while we were organizing the whole thing, and because we had lots of fun doing this, and we hope that you guys had the same, you guys had fun too. And honestly, I'll miss you guys because it's kind of weird right now. It's like I know you guys personally on some level. So it has been fun. So thank you so much for being with us on all 7 days, for being part of this journey. And don't worry, we'll be back with more events, everything. And there's actually something that I would like to tell you. It's some good news. uh, so I'm not the current lead right now. The current lead is Cyril. He's there with us, I think. He is there. So until last year, only students from Vidya Academy could join DSC VAST because the club was specific to the college. But this year, it seems that anyone can join the club. So that's some amazing news we have. So all of you guys, if you're interested in joining DSC VAST, you're welcome. You're 100% welcome. So somewhere towards the mid of the session, we'll be sending you a form for officially registering with us. If you're interested, if you would like to hear from us in the future, if you'd love to be part of all our activities, please do register. We look forward to having you with us. Okay, so moving on, today's session, yeah, it's open for everyone too. You don't have to be confused. It's not just for college students like that. So nothing like that. Anyone can join the club. So moving on, today's session is on a topic which is is actually on fire right now. It is one of the most sought after topics. And we had a kind of intro session yesterday on data science, but mostly Python with data science by Ravi Shankar sir. And today we have machine learning. We couldn't think of a more complicated name than that because the whole topic itself is kind of like that. But ultimately, when you look at it, machine learning is not really that hard. And we have some people to prove that to you guys. So our speakers from today are the first speaker we have is both of them will be taking the session together, of course. So I'll introduce them one by one. The first person we have is Shoukkiya Ashraf. She has completed her fourth year in computer science, Bachelor of Technology. She is a two-time winner of Smart India Hackathon, which is a huge deal. And she is also an ML engineer. She has been doing a lot of projects. She is part of the ASAP Kerala initiative, which is another initiative by the Kerala government at our college. She's highly qualified for this. The second person we have is Krishnapriya UP, or as we call her KP. So KP is a classmate of mine. She is also an ML enthusiast and an ML developer. She has done a lot of projects with along with Ravi Shankar sir. She has done a lot of hackathons online, competing on a national level with other people who actually come in teams, and she's battling them alone. So all these are like amazing things which I can't even imagine doing. And of course, I have lost track of the number of places KP has been placed at, but I guess the most notable one would be IBM among them. So we have two highly qualified people with us here today to take today's session. So welcome to both of you, and thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the Hello World. I don't need to say that they were already part of DSC. So they'll be taking the session for you guys today. And finally, welcome to all of you again on this final day. Thank you for sticking with us all along. Thank you for believing in us. We'll be back with even more amazing events in the future, hopefully. So on to the session. Welcome everyone.
Hello, guys. Is me audible? Is there an issue with my voice? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, first of all, for Haman, thank you for this wonderful intro for me and Krishnapriya. And we are really excited to take this session. And thank you, DSC West. And I would like to thank you all of the participants who are doing great job. You are participating continuously the 7 days, utilizing this Corona lockdown, and I appreciate you guys for this wonderful coordination. And I would like to share my screen. Let's start our session. Okay, guys, is my screen is visible now? It's just presenting. Just wait. Okay, okay, let's move on to the session. Okay, so please make sure that this is an intro level for a machine learning course, and don't take this session as an advance. Don't underestimate this course. This session will make you a pro in machine learning. Just I would like to we would like to take this as an intro level, which will make you understand whether this will fit for you, and what are the basic thing you have to be noticed while doing a machine learning course. Of course, this is not a session that we can take in a 2 hours. As Haman said, we me and KP are studying is from my third year onwards, and using by a sub course I just did the machine learning term. And on S7, we are having an elective machine learning subject, but quite I feel this is not enough. So, guys, you can think how broad, but it's not really hard. If you have a passion to do, if you have really interest with this, you can catch up it very easily. So let's move on to the session. As you can see, what is machine learning? The system, the machine is learning here. You can see two robots are learning. I just liked it and make it as our first page, because machine learning means learning by system. Our computer or machine is learning here. So rather than making some definitions or big definitions, I would like to guys more just look to the real example that we are experiencing about machine learning in our daily life. So let's move on to that. First of all, let's go to side Flipkart. We all are familiar with this Flipkart, Amazon, and we are depending most these sites. Here, many features of ML applications are presented here, but I would like to show you some one thing. It is when I want to buy something as a mobile phone, just click here. Just want to buy some mobile. Just please ignore this session. Flipkart will show you something which is an option like this one, the similar products. These are the similar product with this Poco M2 Pro. This is one feature, but you should note the other thing. They are showing this both together. How the system understand this? A person who is buying a mobile phone will buy a headphones together. This is one main application. It's which is known as associative learning. The association between two products. These thing are made utilized here. The mobile phone and the headphone. This is why they having the data that many users who buy the mobile phone has buy this headphone together. Let's take another product as like school bag or something. When I click this bag, let's see what it shows. This bought together, this water bottle and the pencil box, all this together are buy together by the user. So what's the main thing behind this? It's not possible for the Flipkart that having they have to code like the user buys a school bag, then he bought together list will be this. For they can made like that, but you have Flipkart having thousand number of product in their data set. So for all these data, by making a code is not possible yet. Okay, and let's move on to another application which I'm using most, the Google Translator. I'm not fluent in. language. So this one, when I type anything, when I type mother here, it will detect the languages. It's automatically detect the languages in English, and this is one type detection of the language, the word detection of the word which is in which whether it is in English or Malayalam. This is also one application, and there is another thing also which we can translate into another. So this is one thing, and we have of course another. You can see my screen. This Cortana most of us have in Windows, and Google Assistant, the Alexa. All these things are the applications of machine learning. So let's move back to our session. What all they do, the things that we have searched, what all they are doing really, are they doing this kind of code? As taking the example of Flipkart, if I search for a mobile phone, here the code for mobile phone is 1. If the option equal to 1, then both together option should show a headphone. If the option is for just like in shoe or something, then it both together option will show watch. Yeah, it's can be possible, but if they have only one or more product in their product list. But for a site like Flipkart or Amazon that having thousands of product in their database, this is not possible. So for this technique, they are doing machine learning because they're having so much number of data. They're having so much number of users in their list. They can just analyze what the user is buying or what the things that users are buying together. By analyzing this, they can create some model. So exactly what is machine learning is, it's learned from experience. It's learns from the thing that it have been going through as like us. We in our childhood we have studied so much thing as like ace apple. We spoil the simple thing as our teachers taught us. We experience many things in our life as because of our experience, not as by the hard coding thing. You can think it as you are learning by learning without understanding things. You can call it as like it. So the machine learning is exactly what it is, learning from experiences. So let's focus on the part what is learning here and what are the types of learning. Learning is exactly all of us know. Learning is just trying to understand something which we doesn't hear about hear about it. So let's try to understand which are the types of learning there are in artificial intelligence. When we are talking about machine learning, you should take care about AI, which is a broad technology which is trying to imitate human being. AI is what exactly is imitating or mimicking the human nature, and machine learning and deep learning, reinforcement learning, all these are the tool which are used to make this thing happen. The mimicking of human, as we are building a robot, it must do some learning purpose. It must understand what the person who are standing opposite to is talking to it. So ML is basically, you could understand, it's a tool for achieving all these that thing. And the basics of ML, when we are talking about machine learning, consider the mother of ML as mathematics. Its main The machine learning main concept consisting of max. So guys, if you have to study machine learning or if you are interested in machine learning, please make sure that you love max. If you have this will not make you trouble. It will definitely help you to study a machine learning course, because you can study machine learning without any mathematics. You can find any course which only the coding part is done, and you can just do the code and make sure you get the output and you are successful. But if there is a situation that make you to analyze the data and building your own solution for a problem, the data that you are getting is different. Each time you get a different type of data. So if you want to make your own solution, make your own contribution to a machine learning problem, you should understand the basics or the fundamental things of the machine learning. So guys, please sure that you love max. Okay. And back into a session, learning. There are three types of learning in machine learning, which is the one first one is the supervised learning and unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. I will explain it one by one. Supervised learning, as its name suggests, there is the learning is under some supervision. That is, we having some supervisor as having a teacher. Teacher should taught us this Ace and Ace for Apple, that like of things. There's some supervisor for this type of learning, that is supervised learning. And of course, unsupervised learning, there is no such helping. Here, you can think the teacher as a set of data. You having some set of information about the input you are giving. That is supervised learning section. For the unsupervised learning section, there is no such information. There is no such prior information about the output. Sorry, about the input that you are giving to the model. And the reinforcement learning, it's a type of learning which the learning take place as because as using some rewards or punishment. Let's take an example of chess game. It's not the thing that you are playing chess. Consider the section that computer is playing a chess game. Each movement of the things in the chessboard will be based on some actions or the rewards. If the player wins by getting some rewards, or they from exit from the game because of some restrictions, or if they make some failure movements. So reinforcement learning is taking place by using these actions, by using these rewards, punishment, etc. So guys, this is the basic types of learning, and we have some semi supervised learning section also. It comes under supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and I don't like to tell you about it. Maybe you guys will confuse about it. So let's focus on the supervised learning part. As I said earlier, there will be having some supervisor as some data in this session. The learning is by using a predefined data. We will have set of data, set of information about the input you are giving to the model. So let's move on to an example. You can see some pictures of animals in this and also not animals. That is, we have cat, dog, cow here, and bag, pizza, house here. So we need to find which of these are animal and which of these are not animal by using a model. We understand from this which is the animals, but when we are trying to learn a model to finding which one of these is animal not, by using a supervised learning, you should give some instruction like which is animal, which is not animal. So when you are giving this cat as input, you should give this is an animal. When you are giving this cow as input, you should notify this as an animal. When you are giving this house as the input, you should give a not animal. So in supervised learning, you should give the you should give the information about the input. Here we have to know whether the given input is an animal or a not animal. So the model should be trained. The model should be trained on the basis of these given data. So when you are trying to training our system, we are giving the input, which is the input here. The input will be this cat picture and the output will be animal. Guys, just please make sure that this is just an intro level. That is, the data I have given is only one. In real scenario, we will give all these data together. Just simplified it. You should catch this. Okay, we are giving this cat as the input, and the corresponding output will be animal, since this is a supervised learning, and the system will learn. How the system will learn? Let's check. In the case of a cat, it finds something that this cat have this tail, leg, and the ears, as like in previous picture. All these things. This dog has also this legs, tail, and ears, and also for the cow, but not the house pizza bag. They don't having this kind of things. So as like us, the model will also learning these things, and these things in machine learning are called as features. So when you are doing a project, and when you are doing a problem, make sure that the input which are giving are the features, and there should have been an output. Since it is a supervised learning, what is the output? This is an animal is the output here. And let's our model just learned it, and let's test. I'm giving a picture here whether it should predict an animal or not. It will predict and not animal, as using it will check for the features, that is leg, tail, or the nose, or the section, and it couldn't find that, and it will be a not animal section. So this is from supervised learning. And about unsupervised learning, there should be any predefined data. Okay, there should be any predefined output. Sorry, predefined data, not. So for the example, we recently done, there will not be any information like animal, not animal, or the like this. Here in unsupervised learning, what it exactly do it is, it will find some similarity or the dissimilarity between all these items and group them according to that. It will find the similarity or the dissimilarity between the input given and will group them all. This is unsupervised learning. It have many applications like clustering or grouping the products. Like we saw in the Flipkart similar products group. This will come under the session unsupervised learning. And reinforcement learning, as I said earlier, it will the learning process will take on the basis of action or reward. Okay. And coming on to this supervised learning, it is of two types. Two types of problems comes under this supervised learning. Of course, they are learning by using some output data. The problem, it consisting of mainly two: regression and the classification. So what is classification? Classification predict a continuous outcome variable. Please don't bother about it. Let's take an example. Take an example of house price prediction. When I have to buy a house, what are the things I will take care of? Place, area in square feet, number of bedroom, parking area. These are the thing I should care of. As I said earlier, these are the features: place, area of square feet, number of bedroom, parking area. These are the features. Since this is a regression problem, the output will be in continuous format. Continuous format means it should predict the price. For each data, there will be corresponding output. It will predict the price. Another example for regression problems may comes predict the height of the student based on other features. If our by giving the data of the students in our class, just predict the height of the students. All these prediction comes under the regression problem. And the next section is the classification. Classification, as the name suggests, it's classify the things, that is categorize set of data into classes. Here we have an hands-on session on this problem, iris flower classification. So let's try what is this class, what we are classifying here. Iris is a flower, and it consisting of three kinds, three varieties of this, that is versicolor, setosa, and virginica. They are different based on their petal length and the sepal. Petal and sepal measurements are different for these flowers, versicolor, setosa, and virginica. So classification, what the problem classification will do, it will classify whether when I give some measurements of a flower, its petal length, sepal width, or sepal length measurement, it will predict the output whether it is a versicolor or it is setosa or it is virginica. So these type of problems are classification. What's the difference between regression and classification? Regression will predicts the value. Here we got the price output. It will predict the value. As in height case, it predict the height of a student. But in case of classification, it will classify our output. Three kinds of other example for classification is cancer detection. Whether while giving the input as some uh, whether giving the input, it should classify the patient having a cancer or not. And loan classification, by giving the input like the user's land area or the user's bank balance at status, whether there is a probability of getting loan for the user or not. These kind of problems will comes under classification. So I'm handing this session to Krishnapriya. Why ML is trending now?
Hi friends, good evening all. So, am I audible? Okay. So, so we have come across what is ML and where all situations it have been used. Some of the examples, Shoukkiya have clearly uh, given you a good picture about where ML have been used. So I think it was very much understandable and you have got a clear picture of what is ML. Now, let's see when ML was uh, invented or when it was uh, introduced. So, actually, ML is not a new topic. It has been there since 1950s, I think, approximately. So, have you ever wondered why it is trending now? Why it didn't get enough or much attention at that time? So, the main reason is we have seen that ML is data hunger. That is, it's learning through experience. So we know that if we are having more and more experience, we will be more what we say, we will be more specialized or will be more efficient in that section. So like that, if we are feeding more data to the model will be much better model. So in earlier times when this topic was introduced, there were no much enough data and hardware to process it. This was the main difficulty to make this theory thing to practical. So we have seen that the main thing, or we can say main resource to build a machine learning model is data. This topic was introduced earlier, but the basic stuff to make this practical was not available enough. So now we are in an era where each and every individual is generating a lots of data. We are all having a smartphone in our hands. I think each and every house, if it is a four-member family, now almost the four members except kids have phones or tablets, PC, labs. So everyone is generating much enough data. So data is available more than enough. So why can't we make this useful and process this to make our things much easier? So for the application of this ML is more easier because we have enough data now. The concept is now getting attention only because we are having much data and we have the hardware to process it. So this helps in many applications, like not only like Flipkart, or we say when we Google something, when we Google something, and after a few seconds we when we want to Google some other things, when we type the first letter itself, they will show suggestions related to the previous topic, or related to the more frequent search topics from our account. So these all platforms or all apps, everything is using our data. Each and every click is saved. We are monitored, but still these things are many things easier. And I don't know if there is some bad effects too. uh, so talking about the applications in business, or business, we can use it for demand forecasting, risk analysis, etc. And in medical applications for disease prediction, diagnosis, etc. So just a few examples. There are more examples where all we have data, we can apply machine learning techniques to make things easier and to make unseen knowledge from the data, and make things more clear. So let's move to what are the requirements. Here, I want to let you know about what are things we should be familiar before getting started with ML. So already Shoukkiya have been said that the secret behind machine learning algorithm is pure mathematics. Don't get afraid. Even though you know or you don't know anything in mathematics or maths, if you are not interested, you can do ML, because every code with its best explanations are now available in Google. So you can go and search. You get best definitions and lectures, videos, everything is available. So about maths, we should know the basics of probability, statistics, linear algebra, calculus, etc. These are required if you want to really explore the field of ML. But this is not required for doing some experiments with data. Everything the code itself is available. So I will share you some sites also in the end of this session, which all sites will make you study this easier. And if we got stuck with some error, go and search it. Just Google it. You will definitely get the solution, like from sites like Stack or Flow, etc. So there are many sites to help you with complete code and explanation. So on talking about programming languages, we mainly code in Python and R. Either you can choose Python or R. For a beginner, it is good to choose Python. For doing this, we can use a Jupyter Notebook or Colab. I think you are familiar with Colab, as Ravi sir have introduced it yesterday. So we will do one classification problem. I think it will be fun. So next is basic steps in ML. Let's see how this is done in practical. That is, we have said that this is machine learning. Machine will study. Machine will learn from data. So how can we do this? So there are some steps in which all machine learning problems, when we are when we are dealing with machine learning problems, there are some few steps we always come across. That is, first of all, gathering data. Data is the main thing to build a machine learning model. Model studies from data, so we need data. If you are not having a data for a problem, please just go and search the data. If you don't have, don't go for it. Keep on searching. If any one of you are interested to do a machine learning project in your final year, just start by today itself. Because data, we say that data is available everywhere, but to gather it and make it useful for a product, we will always face more and more difficulties. So the basic steps that we'll go through while doing a machine learning project. That's, first of all, we gather data. Then the next step is pre-process it to make suitable to fit our model. That is, The raw data is always noisy. It may contain erroneous values. Some values, some readings may not be fit for the column itself, or there will be missing data. All the data won't be available, and there may be categorical data which machine can't process. We know that machine process uh, numerical data only. So we will be forced to change the categorical values into numerical values. And many steps are carried out in data pre-processing steps. It all depends on your data. Every data is different. Data is or in every applications data changes, model changes, everything changes. So that's why I said that we should know some basic mathematics. So then only we can say that yes, this data is of this type. We can use this model for that. So we should learn mathematics and some basic knowledge for getting more familiar to ML. And so I have said that raw data is always erroneous and maybe some missing values will be there. So the essential step is pre-processing and in which it transforms our raw data into a format that our model understands. That is, if we change the raw data by dealing all these problems into a format that is suitable for our model to learn, then the model becomes the best model after studying from that. So it is necessary to pre-process the data. And the next step is model selection. This is also crucial because we can't apply a classification model to a regression problem and vice versa. So model selection in terms, we should know the basic knowledge of data and we should decide this is this type of problem. So this type of problem, we can map this problem to these many types of models. We can so from that a pool of models which is suitable for that problem, we should select the most suitable model that matches the current data. Then that is all about choosing the model. And this model selection or choosing a model is always done through model evaluation. There will be a standard reference like mean square error or score value. Mean square error in terms of regression and score value in case of classification to evaluate the model to get the best model. So we can say if it is a regression problem, I don't know whether you will get understood when I say this kind of terms. So I think I will just say a brief about all this. Then you can go through online courses and all to make these things more clear. So just think like this. We got the data gathering or data collection step have been completed. Then we pre-process data. After that, we have chosen a model. This model is the best model for this data by model evaluation. After getting a best model, this model itself can be fine-tuned to get the best model of that type itself. That is hyperparameter tuning. And finally, after doing all these steps, we can deploy our model. These are the basic steps. So I know this may be a bit complex to understand for the beginners, but don't worry. One day you will get understood about this because we should attend more and more sessions on introduction. If you are beginning with a topic, first of all, we should go through many classes or session about introduction. Then only we will get what it is. But it's always like this. When I was a beginner, also the first from the first section, I haven't understood a single thing. So, if you are interested, keep on attending sessions and search for it. Attend courses, videos, etc. So, next, before discussing what next, shall we go through a practical session? We will have some hands-on experience. I think yesterday Revisa have introduced you about collab. So we will do a binary classification of iris flower classification problem. So let me share my screen. I think everyone can see my screen. Please reply in the chat box. Okay. So, uh, please take a collab notebook page. I think those steps were clear from yesterday's class. If you are having any difficulties, you can just reply to the chat box. I will help you. Or no need to take the notebook. I'll share you this code. So please make sure that you should save a copy in Drive of the file that I share and do all things in that saved copy. Don't do everything in the same one that I share. Open the link so you can see the copy of my code. Just make another copy in your drive, because if everyone is doing in the same page, it will create, if someone is hitting on error, everyone will be stuck there. So is that accessible? Someone please reply. Okay, fine. So just make a copy of it and do it in your copy. Okay. Okay. So now, shall I start? Okay. So we are doing with the inbuilt dataset, iris dataset in sklearn library. So the first step I have shown you, importing the required module. So from sklearn we are importing the datasets, because in that module our iris data has been saved. For that we are importing the datasets from sklearn, and we want to we want to analyze how accurate our model is, or we want to see the predictions of our model after training. Training means the learning phase. So for that, we want to split our data. The train test split module from the model selection in sklearn will help us to do that. And next is the logistic regression. This is a classification model in machine learning. This is a basic binary classification model. Don't misinterpret that we can use this model to do big tasks. This is just a basic model. I think this is not applied in real life examples. So this is the basic thing to get started. So these are the packages or modules that we require to do this iris flower classification problem. First of all, we should load the complete dataset that have been stored in sklearn. So that is the next step. That is iris equal to dataset dot load iris. This load underscore iris function will load the entire dataset to this variable. Then this iris data is stored in some other format in this library. It have been divided the feature values and target values to different bunches, and so that if we want to see the targets, we should call iris.target. So in this dataset, Shoukkiya have already mentioned that there are three classes. These classes are encoded to 0, 1, and 2. Actually, these classes are, I'll show you the dataset in a spreadsheet format. Actually, the real data is like this. This iris dataset is like this. These are the attributes: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. We can call it as the features. This is the output. That is, from these features, according to the sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width, due to the variation in this length, we can predict whether the flower belongs to any of the three categories. So the three categories are Iris setosa, Iris versicolor, and Iris virginica. So this is the entire dataset. This dataset contains 150 values. So here it is 151 because the first one was the headings. So 150 values are there, and this dataset have 50 values or 50 rows of setosa and 50 values of versicolor and 50 values of virginica. This is a simple dataset and a small one. So uh, this is our data. Now we are going to do logistic regression. I have already mentioned that logistic regression is a binary classification model. That is, it will be able to classify whether it belongs to one class or to the other class. That is, but in our problem, it is a multi-class problem because we have three classes. So we can't apply logistic regression to this one. But to display or to make you understand about binary classification, I'm just splitting this data set, or I'm only taking the data from 0 to 100 values, because from 0 to 100 we have only two classes. Yeah, you can say that here in 100 and first column the versicolor class ends and the next class starts. So we are not considering the virginica class. We are only taking the two classes setosa and versicolor. So that's here. Here I have splitted the data. I think about slicing and everything you have learned it yesterday. So here I have done that. I have already said that this iris data has been stored as data and target. It's a bunch of it is stored as a bunch of values. Data means all the features are stored in data, and the target or the output value is stored in target. I'll show you how it is stored. So let's display iris. See, is everybody able to see the screen clear? No. Should I enlarge it? Yes or no? Okay, it's visible. So this is the data. So here, iris is stored as a bunch data. It has data and target. So this is the data. Data means our four features. See, it is stored as a multi-dimensional array. So each and every row you can see four values. So actually this can be displayed like this. Sorry, this is actually like this and stored in Python as like this. And these are our features. Our target value is stored as a single dimensional row like this. So here you can see 0, 1, 2. 0 corresponds to anyone remember first class? Setosa, and 1 corresponds to versicolor and 2 corresponds to virginica. Okay, it's already mentioned. Sorry. So this is it. We want to extract the data and target into two variables. That's what I have done here. So here I just want only two classes. That's why I have taken starting. So I will just explain the slicing once more. Do anyone who are not familiar with slicing? Do I need to explain slicing? Anyone please respond. So I want to explain slicing, right? Albin Tomiton. Yes. Yes means whether to explain or not. Okay, I'll explain. Time is there. So I have said you that this data have been stored as multi-dimensional array. We have 4 columns and 100 rows. These 4 columns are our features, and each and every row corresponds to one of the flower. So what I have said is I want only 2 classes. So the splits comes in the 100th row. Here in slicing, inside the square bracket, the first colon separates, first colon or the first comma separates, sorry, the first thing before comma says where the row to be sliced, and the second value says where the column to be sliced. So here the starting value I have given nothing. That means from the starting row I want everything. From the 0th row I want every data till 100. Till 100 means here I have given 100, so 100th row won't be taken. Till 99 it will be taken. But here don't worry, till 100 we will get the correct split because the row index starts from 0. So the 99 will be the end of class VCAIR. And here I have only taken 2 column features. That's why here I have sliced 2. We can do with every features, and we can do with 2. Okay, let's do with all the features. So here I have taken all the 2 classes and all the features to this variable x. Is that clear? Do I need to explain once more? No response. Okay, so it's fine. So in the target, I have said that it is the output value. So it's a single dimensional array. So here we can slice. So we want the value up to 99. So from starting to 99 means colon 100. So I think it's clear. Clear? Please respond. Do I need to explain once more?
KP, could you please zoom your Chrome window so that they can see in more clear form?
Okay. Now is that clear?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. So now we are ready with the data in these 2 variables, x and y. This variable have all the feature values of the 2 classes, and this y value have the corresponding class labels. So this is I have just printed the y value so that you can see. Initially our target was having 0, 1, 2. These 3 classes was there. We sliced and we have took only the 2 classes. So it's clearly visible here, only 0 and 1 is here. So now our data have become a binary classification problem. Then there was one more thing, that was the explanation of dataset. So this is a command DESCR. This describes what are the features and the output values and everything about a dataset will be uh, got as the output of this command. So you can see this. Also, they have mentioned the minimum to maximum value of sepal length, sepal width. That means this sepal length column has a minimum value of 4.3 and a maximum value of 7.9. Also, the mean value of the entire column is 5.84, and the standard deviation, etc., are shown here. Similarly to the other columns. That's not that much important. So, these all are about the explanation of this data set. So, now we are ready with our data. Here, this is an inbuilt data already stored in SQL, and this is completely focused for beginners because this is a pure data, pre-processed clean data. That's why we want we are not required. Sorry, there was no need to do any pre-processing steps, like because there is no missing values, no categorical values in feature columns, etc. No, not that no problems were there. So that's why we directly extracted our data and we are going through the train test split step. But in real case, there may be many issues like some columns may contain a unwanted value or some values may not be fit for that column, like that. Many issues will be there when we are dealing with the raw data. Also, there may be the case with multiple files will be there for single type of project. So we will be required to combine this file to make it one data. Extra that when I say the session will become more complicated to beginners. That's why I'm not explaining those things. That's it. So I just said that there are many steps before going to train test split. But here we are not doing this because here our data is clean. We don't want to do anything. So don't misinterpret that everything will be like this. We can just extract the data and go to train test split. It won't occur. You will hit with many errors. Sometimes you won't be able to um, interpret how what it is, or you will not be able to uh, make things clear sometimes. So here it's clear. So we are going to the train test split. Why we are doing train test split? Can anyone say? No. Okay. Oh, so all are beginners. Oh, okay. Maybe for fine tuning or fits, yes. Not for clean. Okay. We want to analyze our model, right? Not only we want to make our model study about this data. Also, we want to check whether how much our model have been studied. Also, our university are conducting examinations for checking our knowledge in the topics, right? So like that, we want to make the model study things and we want to evaluate how much our model have been studied. Is it best fit or is it worstly fitted? Like that. So that's why we are fitting the data, we are splitting the data into training and testing data. Here, I'm splitting, sorry, mistake. Here I am I think I have shared you the code with point 1. So please make it correct to point 3, test size. Okay. So here we want to split our entire X and Y, that is features and our target value into train and test data. Here, the test size equal to zero point 0.3 defines that 30% of our this entire data will be used for testing and the remaining 70% will be used for training. Here we have used stratify equal to y. This parameter is used only in case of classification. This is done to, I'll make it clear. That is, you know that here we have two classes. What if this random split produces a training data which mostly contains or which contain all the um, first class and some of the second class, and the test data is entirely covered with the second class? That is, what if one entire class for testing and all other class and some of the second class for training. So the model can't study the next other class because of the percentage variation in the amount of data given. So we want to make sure that equal amount of or equal percentage of combination of both the classes should be used for training and testing. Then only our model can study much. So I think it can be explained like if you are studying all about cat and seeing or also making our model study one or two dogs. Sometimes if we are testing it with dog, the model may predict it as cat. That's because we haven't made the model clear about the correct difference between cat and dog by the proper split of data. That's the reason. So stratify is used for that. Next, so by this step, there will be a shuffled correct combination of training and testing data stored in these variables. That is, the xtrain variable will contain the features to be trained, and xtext contains the features to be tested. Ytrain contains the corresponding output values of xtrains to be trained, and ytest contains the corresponding output values of xtext. So this is the splitting step. Clear? Please respond. Okay. So let's go to the modeling step. So I have already told you that we are using logistic regression model. So it's stored in the linear models, sklearn.linear models. This module contains the model logistic regression model. So first of all, we want to initialize the model. That is, we want to create a simple linear regression model. So this step is the definition, or we can say this variable will contain a linear regression model. This is the definition of the model. In next step, we want to make the model study our data, right? That is, we want to train our model with the data. That is the next step, fit step. The fit function is common in machine learning. You can see it everywhere. The model.fit function fits the input data to this model. That means in this step, after running this step, our model will study how this xtrain, that is how these features are related to this output. That is, there may be some relationship between the features and the output. Like if the petal width is between some of the values, that will belongs to some class all the time. So like that patterns will be there. Every data will have some dependencies between features and output. This is making uh, our model is utilizing this concept, or it just maps this feature to the output. That is, inside this fitting function there comes some mathematical definitions, or it will fit it into a mathematical equation. That's what behind this step. So after fitting step, our model has studied the data. That is how our input features depends on our output features. After this, now our model is fitted. That is, our learning phase have been completed. Now we have to test our model, right? That's studying or learning phase have been completed. So we want to check how much our model have been learned. For that, we will test our model. That is this step. We are making predictions with the model. The model dot predict step gives you the output of this input value in which our model predicts. That is, this y underscore predict variable contains the value predicted by our model, this model. So we have already have the data of y test, that is the real value corresponding to this x text value, and we have the y predict value that our model have been predicted after learning phase. And now we are trending accuracy. This gives you how much your model have been studied. So here our model accuracy is 100% because this was a clear data. There was no complicated dependencies or like that. That's why we have got a 100% accurate model. But in real world or while dealing with raw data, this is not the case. Don't expect this. This won't happen. So also we will say sometimes this is overfitting because model has studied everything and the model may not be able to predict the value. Sometimes the value is fed from the outside set of what the model have been studied. So there are many complications when we are dealing with raw data. This is just a basic example to make you clear about what are all the basic things what we do while doing modeling. I think it's clear. If anyone have any doubts regarding the practical or any steps, you can ask me. No doubts? Okay. Okay. I think everyone have done this. That was easy, right? But actually, this is not easy in the real case. Yes, fit predict, right? That is fitting means the learning phase and predicting means we are checking our model. Okay. So these all are about the basic steps. Let's move to next step. What next? So I think for beginners, you have got a great introduction to ML. Are you all clear with what is ML? Respond, please. Okay. Can anyone explain what is ML through your mic? No one had the courage. Okay. So this is just an introduction, right? So many of you who are familiar with this, maybe it boring session. Okay, everything was basics. Everything was basics. No more complications was there. But reality, it's not the case. There are many complications and there are many things which we won't understand. We will take like, oh, what would I do? Like that. So I think for the beginners, this was a kickstart, and I will always suggest that if you are interested, keep doing online courses, watch lecture videos, search for it. If you have any doubt, search it. Ask to anyone who have knowledge in this area. So don't sleep with doubts. Just go on searching to clear your doubts and do online courses. Start participating in online competitions. Not only doing courses, you should do some practicals. Don't use എന്താ പറയാ sorry don't always do some online courses and end this. You should participate in online competitions. Initially, we will be at the bottom of our leaderboard, but one day we will definitely rise up. So, if you have any doubts, keep on searching, clear it, watch videos. Even though you are a beginner, one day you can master it. So, everyone, everything has a beginning, right? So, that's all about the session. Thank you for your patience. You can ask doubts or anything like any uh, what we say any ambiguities that have arisen in your mind while going through this session. You can ask me anything. Even I'm just a beginner. Now also I'm just a beginner because machine learning is a vast area. There are many complicated models, many things, everything behind this is mathematics. So you should have a strong base in maths, statistics, etc. to master this. It's always a research level topic, but it's easy, somewhat interesting. Okay, let me go through chats. Okay, next I will show you some sites and some competition sites, etc. So DataCamp, Coursera, towards data science, these all are learning platforms. Here, lots of plenty of online courses are available. Maybe initially you will feel like this is much difficult task to understand or like that, but don't worry, go on with it. See or watch many introduction videos. First of all, you should watch many introduction videos, because one in one video they will say like this, and in another video they'll say like entirely different, like an entirely different concept. But keep on watching, so one day you can connect all this will be connected, and everything will be pointing to same concept. So keep your efforts on introduction or in the beginning section. Is beginning is always difficult, but if you are on the track, it will be much easy to master it. Then the next one, Kaggle, Analytics, Vidya, are competition sites. In Kaggle you will be able to get many data sets. So I have already said that data is everything. You need data to do this. So data will be available here in Kaggle, also in UCI machine learning repository, etc. Then also analytics with this and another site. Here you have courses, competitions, etc. Here I have started everything from analytics with this, because they conduct some hackathons. There will be at least one active hackathon all the time. Data will be there, leaderboard will be there. You can do upload your code, upload your answers. You can see the leaderboard. You will be rising. Sometimes you will be falling. Whatever, keep on doing. Sometimes it's just interesting to do some experimentations, because every code is available in Google. Search it. If you hit on an error, search it. You'll definitely get the solution from sites like Stack Overflow, etc. So these all are some sites, etc. This is my um, what is it? These are all the things that I know about ML in brief. Any doubts? You can ask me now. LinkedIn. I'm not that much active in LinkedIn. Okay, you can search me for Krishnapriya UP. Okay. mm, Resources, links. You want links? You just search for analytics Vidya, Coursera, Kaggle, DataCamp. Also, cognitiveclasses.ai is a best site. They all offer some may be paid course, some may be free. Introduction, I think introduction or a beginning level, everything is free. If you are advancing, that will be paid. Okay, so someone has shared the link. Guys, you are not good in mathematics, but is also passionate about learn. Is right, please start. Okay, Coursera. Okay, so that's all about my session. Thank you for your patience. Once again, thank you for listening. Shall we stop?
Yeah, KP. Guys, thank you for listening. And you can ask some any doubt related to this session or the future things, so that we can help you in testing.
Okay, thank you so much for your patience. And thank you, DSC team, for inviting me to this or making me part of this great event. Thank you so much, Hemant, especially.
So Terrace Johnson asks, will I able to go a pro in ML with basic mathematics? No, the mathematics that we have discussed in machine learning is statistic probabilities. It's not just the basics. Each algorithm in machine learning will be consisting of some mathematics concept. So it's better you to focus on that thing. I am not saying mathematics is not only the part, but it's better you to some learning things. That's attending the courses not for the practical coding session. Just attend, just refer some materials related to the mathematics part also. It will make you it will help you more and more to do the machine learning projects. Then what are the projects to work on ML at start? As a starting project, this iris classification is one of example, and you will be having apartment price prediction problem. You can guys, you can select the data set, any data set from Kaggle as KP set. And sklearn, the module used in Python, will also have inbuilt some data set like iris. And so as a good start, you should I suggest you to practice with these data set that already sklearn have. They are so much clean data, and you won't be able to you should not need any major pre-processing technique. So for a starting, just go with that built-in data set in sklearn, and then suggest the site Kaggle for the major data. And one thing you should notice while doing a machine learning project, uh, do do playing or do trying to do with the real data set. Try to explore the real kind of data, not as already prepared. Just if you want to made a your final year project or something, just to make your own data, just find to explore the real data. Of course, it will consisting of so many noise or unclean data. For making a pro, or if you want to study more, just explore the real data. So, what kind of job post does a ML person? It's basically as a data scientist. We have a trend as software development post as earlier. Now you can see a data scientist, a post for data scientist intern, like all that things. And this is, I think, now a trend data scientist is became one part. But guys, just a BTech degree or without having any experience, we will not be eligible for the post. Only I think the startups are recruiting the data scientists with no experience. For the major company, they will need the data scientists with so much experience, like 4 to 5 or like experiences. So you should have to bother about it. Guys, the knowledge of AI necessary for ML, as I said earlier, machine learning is a tool. It's a one tool for implementing AI. AI consisting of so many broad topics, and machine learning can be taken as one section. The AI consisting of so many section, that is NLP is a part of AI. And let's I will show you some examples. Please wait. I think you guys can see my screen as like you can see this. Mm. AI is a broad category, and all the things machine learning, AN, and deep learning will all these come under this. If you want to study AI, you should go through this all this topic like machine learning, AN, and deep learning. And if you could only work on this machine learning field, just work on it. It's a tool that will help you to achieve. All this comes under all this ML, DL techniques will come under the A topics. I think you catch something from this. Another doubt. How can we select correct model from a problem? This is the thing experience that there are so much algorithm, so many base algorithm, and you should be know about it. Make yourself aware about this. Do the courses in machine learning. Which degree will be most suitable to do a career in ML? I think there's no such specification like this, but I saw that someone who just did a degree as mathematics as main subject, and they took their and they studied machine learning, and they just joined as an ML developer or data scientist like this. But also, I think there is a master's degree for BTech students. There is a master's degree for also available, but you can also study from if you want to study only machine learning. Just go through all the site that explained earlier, like datacamp.com. They having a wide varieties of courses. It's good to code R or Python. If you are an sorry, if you are a beginner in machine learning, I will suggest you Python. But if you can do some code, and if you're confident with make, you should go with R, because R having wider application than Python. I think so. The plotting in R is so amazing. We can get more analysis from the data in R. They having so much libraries to plot to visualize our data. So in machine learning, the major thing is the understanding of data. So I think if you can do R, please and you should explore both to program language and make the comfort zone of yours and do the coding. At Ashish George, I didn't understand the term, the popular that you meant. But if you are having knowledge in R, you can go with this. But for the job sake, the experience of yours is the major thing, not the popularity. The project that you have been done, and how much experience that you having in machine learning field, and how you are capable of exploring a data, or making the data more proper and modeling it out, how the accuracy of your model, these such thing will be help you to get the jobs. Okay, thank you. And I think there's no more doubts. And guys, I will prefer you to download a course which is from Andrew NG on Coursera. Please do the course on machine learning that provided by him, Andrew NG. He's the person who contributed more and more thing in machine learning. You can follow him, and I think the videos also available in YouTube. So we must understand one thing: we couldn't able to catch the item that he's talking as we are seeing the video first time. So make sure that watching the videos more and more time and explore the things that he's talking, and catch your interest. Okay. Connects one doubt related to data science. Okay, if we can answer it, sure. Yeah, the basic thing you have to understand is the data science consisting of the part pre-processing in machine learning. For an ML developer who have to model, first he could get the data which is well fit. That the data should be definitely pre-processed. But the cleaning part, the data processing part, the visualization part, all comes under the data science. The mathematical concept, I think, is for machine learning models. But for solving the error, if you having a data which is more complex, and if you want consider a problem that you having a data so much features, that is so much input are available, and you need to find out which is the data which is more accurate, sorry, which is the data which will affect the output, which is the most column or the feature which will affect our output. So we need to find out that. So there are things like in mathematics, that is correlation, finding the relation between two values, that like thing that. So you need max also for that. Data science part also consisting of the pre-processing steps and the data cleaning. We should do all these stuffs, that making finding which data is the most dependent, and which will affect the accuracy of our model. I think nothing to scarce about the max. Just go through it. In data science, I think the finding the dependent features, which features are dependent, the simple topics like mean or the correlation, standard deviation, that topics will come to it. Just go to it. If you have a passion in data science, just go to it. Nothing, no max can scares you.
Okay, hello. I think with that, we can come to an end to the session that was being taken today. So, thank you to both Krishnapriya and Shoukkiya for the wonderful session. Thank you for giving them the basics. But we're not done yet, so don't start leaving now. We are ending with the session, but we still have some things to do. So I'll just formally thank them first. So thank you to both Shoukkiya, Ashraf, and Krishnapriya UP for taking your time and being here today with us, taking such a wonderful session. I hope you guys have a clear idea of what is ML, how you can get started with ML and everything. We'll send you the resources used in the session and some links along with it via mail after the session. And yeah, I can see our HOD has wished everyone happy Onam. Happy Onam to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for your good wishes. So we are coming to an end of the 7 days of the webinar here today. But before that, we have some more things to do. But first, I would like to invite our dear Paul sir, who is the training and placement officer at Vidya, to speak a few words on this occasion. He has been there with us since day one. He has attended most of the sessions, I guess all of the sessions. So thank you, sir, for that. Thank you for being here with us. Please speak a few words on our behalf.
Okay, thank you so much, Hemant. I think I'm very impressed with the leadership that's demonstrated by you guys, Developer Students Club, Google Developer Students Club at Vidya. Excellent organization skills, excellent leadership skills. I was looking at your website, Koti 1920, Hemant, Shaheen, Mohammed, Shoukkiya, and Sebastian. Great leadership, great achievements, and a good transition to the new team, 2020 to present, led by Cyril, Anjana, Arjun, Vinay, Gigi, Ratika, and team. Great. In fact, I barged into your conference. I think learning is great. It gave me a lot of exposure to what's happening. I'll begin by thanking Shoukkiya and Krishnapriya. I still remember Shoukkiya coming to me, our office sometime back, talking about. I bumped into a few weeks back about an advanced certification in machine learning and cloud that's offered by Upgrad at IIT Madras. I think she can check on that. And also a lot of master's degree programs are now available for data science graduates through Coursera. That's a master in applied sciences, master in computer science, offered by University of Michigan, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Couple of very good. They are all paid programs, online programs. You can select that. I mean, I do not know what you are going to do right now. Both yourself and Krishnapriya are placed. I remember Krishnapriya, I did call her to placement cell once because I think she didn't participate in the TCS drive. Okay. And she told me, don't worry about that, sir. I'll definitely get placed. I think she's placed in a couple of companies, including IBM, as Hemant was mentioning. So great, wonderful introductory session, guys. I'm very thankful. I'll thank both of you today for handling this introductory session very well, getting the concepts very clearly delivered. I remember the first day introduction session and session by Suraj Chandran. I recollect him. I remember him before getting placed in TCS saying that TCS was not his cup of tea. And he got into TCS because we asked him to go and try TCS, and he got into TCS. But I am very impressed with what he's doing right now. It's very difficult to do what he is doing, but I really appreciate that he's had the courage to go and do that and achieve his dreams. So that's all possibilities, and it's a very good to have him in this workshop because he gave a real exposure to how you can be self-dependent, you can be an entrepreneur, break away from the convention and pursue your dreams. If I'm not wrong, when I joined Vidya, the first batch that we exposed had his sister working, studying in Vidya. I do not know that. I wanted to check that out. Chandani Chandran. She is also with TCS, and we had a lot of good reviews about this batch from Vidya. Chandani Chandran and others who joined Vidya, I think 2000. They graduated in 2010. It was the first batch I had an opportunity to take to TCS. In those days, we had to go to Coimbatore, or I think we went to Pollachi for that drive, and they got placed at TCS never came to our campus then. We had to go out to different campuses to get placed, and we went to Pollachi, and that's how the first of TCS placement happened then. I think 20 pass out, many of you are very well placed. Despite COVID, until the COVID hit us, we had some 240 odd placements. So hopefully more will happen now that the situation is easing. Great work on Figma by Hemant. Thank you. I think Git and GitHub is a most essential tool everyone should have. John gave a wonderful introduction to that. I think Surya swept the floor under our feet by that session on Unreal Engine, gaming, and how easy is it to make a quick introduction onto gaming and the powerful tools behind that. Android by Shaheen was another wonderful session. And our sir, Ravi Shankar sir, gave a beautiful introduction to Python and data sciences. Okay, so very well thought out sessions, very well and aptly handled sessions. And I'm very glad to note that on all days, close to 125 students earnestly attended right from the starting to the end. So that shows that this group has been able to not only instill interest, but sustain that interest. Okay, so that's great. So thanks to the leadership, okay, Hemant and Cyril and the young guys who are leading all of you, you guys have done a great job to keep this enthusiasm on. Before I leave, I just want to wish all of you a happy Onam and also let you know of one more thing, which myself, this is in discussion with Principal Sir and Ravi Shankar Sir, it is felt that there's a good bunch of students in Vidya who do extremely well in the coding side. I'm sure of this 125 students are doing extremely well. But there is a need to augment our skill sets. So a model is being worked out by Ravi Shankar Sir. We are proposing to handhold all those who are interested in learning, probably using Python, covering some essential algorithms, and coupled with persistence, basically database connectivity, is being schemed. Once that scheme is approved at the institutional level, we will be informing the students. It's going to be dirt cheap, basically. It's a dirt cheap offering. There is a small fee involved because, you know, facilitators are going to spend their effort and time, so we need to help them, remunerate them for this great extra effort they are putting in. But this course will definitely help you go one layer above the ordinary programmer, because companies have changed track. What I mean to say is all companies are changing from being a small software company to being a product-based company. When it is going to be a product-based company, their expectations are changed dramatically, drastically, I would say so. Shaheen and team are a great example of what they have achieved. They have cracked product-based placement-based. They're able to demonstrate a superior skill set there. Okay, as somebody was mentioning the other day, these companies will not just look at your ability to code, but they will look at your ability to write efficient code. Okay, efficient code means it will be able to manage the time complexity and space complexity effectively. So that is according to those areas are the realms of data structures and algorithms. That is why is seriously looking at how we could help those who are interested, those who are efficient. Please ignore this, but those who still want to learn can join. But all of you, this empowered group of 125 people as part of Google developer students, to motivate your colleagues to program. With that, I'll sign off. Thank you for inviting me. I didn't join to actually get attendance here, but I just wanted to be this energy that is being exuded, leadership that is being demonstrated here. So continue in this right. Leadership is great. I think you have already demonstrated by your abilities at the smart hackathons and other events. So I know you have the abilities, you have the capabilities. Continue, and I'm sure you will excel. Okay. Happy Onam and wish you all the best. And once again, thanking you for giving me this chance to attend this workshops.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your all your words. Thank you so much, and thank you for being with us over these days. Now we have
Always
our
welcome.
HOD ma'am, Remini ma'am, also on call with us. So maybe we wondering if she could also speak a few words to us, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are.
Yes, I'll make it very short. So whatever I wanted to express, Paul sir already expressed my mind, with all the intricacies of this program. So first of all, I'll it's a really proud moment. I underline this. It's really a proud moment for the department and the institution to witness how our children or the students have grown into a professional resource people. And the way you have organized this event, the commandship and the professionalism that you have exhibited, we feel that we have put you in right track in the education. That gives us an immense satisfaction being in this profession. Thank you guys for giving this to us. And to speak about the organizing, the sincerity in organizing things, Ms. Shalita, the staff coordinator, her quality, her sincerity and quality is being reflected in each and every aspect of this program. And of course, the student leads, Ms. Hemant, Shaheen, and all the resource people, Jion, Suraj, and Krishnapriya, Shoukkiya, whether I missed any names, Mr. Ravi Shankar, everyone made the quality deployment of this every webinars, and what we are expected, it is being achieved. That would I say at this end. And I wish all of you very, very happy Onam. And if there are the junior students, if there are any junior students here, so I hope they would emulate this culture. They will learn from their seniors. They'll take the department and the institution to the next higher level. And once again, I express my happiness and wish you all happy Onam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So we are nearing the end, guys. So I would two things I'll say is one, the final round of the quiz contest will be sending the link.
I like to hear Hemant, just a minute. I like to hear some Shalida Miss to talk few words. No, she's
Okay.
being very.
Yeah.
No, at least ask her to speak up few words.
Shalida ma'am, please could you say a few words?
Ma'am, actually, I'm with my baby. That's why I was keeping quiet. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. No, we just really want to acknowledge your contribution, sincerity in making this professional way of conducting the business. Thank you, Shalida.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, guys. And we'll repeat the same.
Hello, I think Shalida ma'am is facing some technical issues, so we'll get back to her for the time being. We'll be sharing the quiz contest form tonight, so that is the final round, so please fill that, guys. And of course, the attendance form is already out, so if you have not registered your attendance, please do that too. So now I think I'll invite Anjana for the vote of thanks.
Okay, so now we come to the end of the 7th and the last day of our Hello World webinar. This was both an exhilarating and exciting event for us. So we also have this long list of thank yous ahead of us. So on behalf of our Developer Students Club VAST, I would like to thank our principal and college for giving us this opportunity to conduct this event. Our sincere thanks to our HOD, Dr. Ramani Bai, and our POC Sarda ma'am for their support and belief in this event. I extend my gratitude to all the speakers who took their time to present these sessions without fail. Further, we are grateful to the person who initiated and made this event to this scale, our senior and ex-DSC lead Hemant Janesh. He's been with us for every minute of this event and has been working throughout for weeks to make this event into a grand success. Next, I would like to thank our seniors Shoukkiya Ashraf, Krishnapriya UP, and Shaheen Nambudri for their unyielding support throughout the event. and also for their helpful session. I also thank our senior Mohammed Sayaf for his assistance and support. I extend my gratitude to my teammates, our new DSC lead, Sirupi Thomas, who brought us together, Radhika Sharma, Vinay Shankar, Jijin K. Haridas, and Arjun Raghunandaran. All of you have worked tirelessly for this event. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants who have attended this event, and thank you all for your valuable feedback and support.